like 4 years ago, and I was like more or less set up, Like 3 days later, I ended up in jail, and then from like
Right after you got out?
from somebody who was working with me while I was in the halfway house.
Oh.
So they are white supremacists, and so they're like, that's why I say civilians too. So they was totally against like sharing the bathrooms and all this and that. So it's like if you're not full bred race out here, like they
You're
have
treated.
something against you, or or if you have something that they want, more or less. So yeah, so I ended up getting repeatedly put back in jail, and it's like the charges that I had from the beginning, like it was a repeat.
They just kept circling it back
It's like,
around.
yeah,
Oh.
it's like I don't know, because you can move rocks out here. You know what I mean? Because the people, like your DNA sticks to a lot of things. So rocks is one of them because it's solid. You know what I mean? And your DNA sticks to it real strong. So it's like if they move those rocks and they put them in certain spots, like bad things or good things can happen to you. It doesn't matter.
Depending
on what they want done to you. So yeah, people could do bad things out here, and then they have an underground here that is that they're starting, and
so the white supremacists or just everybody in general?
No, just the the Mormons.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Same thing, right?
Yeah, or like KKK, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's just like a setup situation. And so they figured that when Black Lives Matter came out to help the people, like they started like bashing them and stuff like that. But they didn't understand what Black Lives Matter stands for, because it's not just for Black lives; it's for the people.
For the people.
Yeah, for the people. So the sisters from that congregation, they had to go on a network, and they had to explain exactly what it was that they were doing. But yeah, a lot of people didn't want it, so they started war. Like big war out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people was going
so unfair. So just not okay.
Yeah. So I kept getting picked on by people, and plus the police. So it's like, yeah, I had like double jeopardy, just and it's still happening. And I like sort of racked up quite a bit of warrants, because we were out here trying to keep warm, and so we had to break down like the crates, the big crate things, the wooden ones, and light fire to keep warm. So we got in trouble for that, and
for staying warm,
for camping, and just a couple other things, like trespassing,
petty things.
Yeah,
that if they took one step back and realized like anybody could be in the same situation, it's not fair.
Yeah, and so I've been beat by them like 3 or 4 times, brutally beat.
Yeah,
like they beat me.
In the prison or in jail?
No, out here.
Just out here?
The security guards at the center right here. The weekend center.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, it's just crazy.
That's horrible.
But I have a bigger story than that, but I just don't want to go into it because there's too many people here, and
I understand.
It's just like, yeah.
We can always meet another time too.
Yeah.
Of course. And tell your story. They need to know, because otherwise nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna take the time and be like, let me talk to you and find out what really is going on and what happened and what your story is, unless you're willing,
Yeah, and there's been 2 other like crowds that came out and talked to us, but like nothing's never ever really happened.
They're not. There's no resources.
Yeah, like they're not really pushing for it. So.
Well, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's where we can help,
Yeah.
We're trying to get something going so that there's more, not even just resources, there's more awareness. That there's not one particular reason that somebody's in this situation. There's many things that lead up to it, and there's many things that have happened that caused it, that are out of your control or out of our control.
Yeah.
But if we don't talk about it, nobody's going to help.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you just being willing to talk just a little bit, even.
Yeah.
And when you get more comfortable and all that, I'm so happy to come back out and meet with you.
Okay.
Anytime.
All right.
Okay.